Hi, I'm Abe. I'm a professional services consultant here at ClickUp, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how you can use our platform to create a powerful and collaborative CRM solution for your organization. So thanks for joining me, and let's begin. So to begin with our CRM configuration and implementation, I want to begin with our dashboards, give you an overview of what we're going to cover, and then I'll dive deeper into the best practices and how to approach the implementation and configuration of the solution for your sales organization. So I'm going to begin with the overview here. What you're seeing on the screen is just an account and opportunity management. This information is being pulled directly from the tasks that are in the workspace and the spaces here. You'll note that we can calculate certain variables depending on what we're trying to report on. So the first thing to note is when you do set this up, I encourage you to go ahead and think about how you want to manifest this data, what you're trying to do with it, how you're trying to track it, as well as what are the key decision points that you need to make when establishing this implementation and how to look for it in the end solution. So we want to start off big, and then we'll go in a little deeper, and then we'll bring it back out again at the end. So this is a simple dashboard that helps your reporting needs. Again, this is account and opportunity management. So we're looking at the total account value that we're currently reporting on. This is, again, pulling information from tasks. It's currently at the 500,000 range. And if you kind of take a look here, we can kind of dive deeper as we go through the dashboard. Of that 500,000, we have a total account value of 124,000 that's been closed lost. We have 270,000 in the pipeline, as well as 128 that closed won. So these numbers give us an insight as to how our account health is doing. And with some of the widgets here that we've enabled and configured, you can take deeper dives. So we'll begin with the right-hand side. We're going to get an account management overview with some of the charts that we have available. Here, seeing account revenue by status and segment. And then the same information is now displayed and grouped by industry. So if you want to hover over, you can take a look at the amount of information that gets pulled in here. It is being distributed and equally grouped by in these bar charts. You can have them stacked. You can create line charts, dashboards of other types to better represent your needs. So we can take a look at the product sold by product code. On the y-axis, you have quantity, and then on the x-axis, you have the status. This helps you determine what area or what component of the pipeline your information is currently in. Within that, you can also group by specific things. So in this case, we're grouping by product code. So if I hover over it, again, you'll see the breakdown of that information per those statuses and those fields. On the left-hand side, on the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see opportunities. So this is the opportunity for new business or another type of function there. We have a total of opportunity contract by value and in status. We also have opportunity contract in the pipeline by type. So this is still pulling from the same list, the same information. The difference is the way we represent that information. So one of those priorities that I mentioned here at the beginning is make sure that you understand your business requirements, what are the needs that you need to generate, and from there we can definitely manifest that information in a dashboard of your liking. Now, if we're really trying to allocate or understand how our seats are allocated, how our workspaces are being distributed throughout the organization, you can then look at this information in big picture view. In here, you can see the total products sold in a bar chart. You can also see the current seats by status, the workspaces, and the trials. This gives you additional information for those key decision points that you're trying to establish, and it helps you enable your sales organization to better leverage this data and facilitate a quicker turnaround time and speed to value. So now I'm going to go over to the accounts details, and I'm going to tie some things together. So the dashboard helps you see the big picture information. I like to think of that as the 1,000-foot view. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper down. So it all begins with the hierarchy, the structure of your organization, and how you configure your spaces, folders, lists, and your tasks. As you can see, this is a simple CRM. It's in a space level with 2 folders. These 2 folders are categorizations of what we're trying to manage. The first is going to be accounts, and the second is going to be our product. Both of those relate to our customer, and we want to make sure that we think through our requirements so we can better configure and implement the solution. Now, we are a work platform, a work management platform, so we do call everything task. So for a brief moment, I want you to replace the word task with object so that it makes a little bit more sense. And some of the best practices we have here is it'll enable you for the proper configuration. Once you have it configured, then you could go in, call them tasks, so you can effectively manage work and deliver on those needs. So within the account management folder, we have a couple or 5 different objects. We have the accounts, leads, contacts, opportunities, and billing information. Each one of these are going to be representative of certain things that relate back to your account or your client. And in the product management, you have products, workspaces, and trials. Again, this is a sales organization, so you're trying to connect and relate information to one another. At the same time, you want to delegate work, you want to effectively optimize time to value, as well as collaborate seamlessly and facilitate yours and your customers' needs. So we'll begin with the account. This is going to be the primary object. Everything's going to be tied into the account because that is the purpose of our demonstration here. We want to empower your sales organization, and we're going to begin with our account details view. This information is also pulling from the same tasks and the same objects that were seen in the previous dashboard. As you can see here, we have a simple view. It's on our list view. We have 14 different types. Depending on your needs, you can report and pull information to your liking. In this one, I want to get a better understanding of the priority of the account, what status is currently in. I also want to see the total account value. I want to see how many seats are associated with the account. And then I want to see any relevant opportunities, contacts, leads, products, workspaces, trials, and billing. Now notice that these have the same name as the list. So going back to my previous comment, you want to think of tasks currently as objects because these are going to be attached and directly related to the account object. Once we have that relationship in place and we have laid out our hierarchy and our structure, then you can start referring them back to tasks so you can manage your work going forward. So I'm going to take ClickUp for an example here. And you'll notice that once I pull this open, it's going to load a task card here. And in here, you'll see a description. You also see some relevant details. And you also see other additional items. You have things that you do. You have those relationships. You have a comment section. All this is to empower and facilitate work within your organization. When you do create those relationships between the two objects, you have the option or the opportunity to create roll-up fields. And all a roll-up field is pulling and extracting information from that related object so it can be represented in the same view. This allows you to do a couple different things. One, it increases time to information, which is very valuable input for your organization, as well as it allows you to independently manage each object while having that relationship established. So that means that any update that occurs within your organization, within your platform, it'll be conducted in real time and it'll immediately impact the related objects. So if I were to go into a potential opportunity and I were to update a status, that will be immediately impacted. I will see that change reflected in my overview here, and then also impact and trickle back up to the 1,000-foot view, which is our dashboards. So depending on how you want to pull and extract information, you can manipulate these views to your liking. So I'm going to go over to the accounts by industry. So if I'm trying to get a better understanding, just like I did with that bar chart widget that we had in our dashboard, about where our current accounts sit, what industry they're in, and then get some high-level reporting information, I could definitely do that. What you'll notice is that I also have the associated people fields here that allow you to facilitate and collaborate effectively. So by just taking a look at what I would call the 100-foot view is you have your account object here, which is your Simmons, your SD engineering task. You also have the total account value associated with them. I have a calculation on that field, so I can take the sum, so I can get a better idea of how much information or how much revenue I'm collecting from each individual industry. I also want to have the pertinent contact information internally and maybe even externally if you choose to do so. And by that I mean we can create a custom field that lives within the object. It gets carried and can be pulled into any of the other relationships, and from there you can effectively continue your collaboration. So as you can see, we have certain objects here. We have their segment. We also have the account executive, the customer success manager, and if they have professional services, who is the one that's assigned to that project, that customer, or that account. Now, the benefits of having your CRM solution live within your work management solution is because through this, you can generate information, you can quickly facilitate work to not only track and monitor and report on your financials, but as well as effectively maximize your work and your task around that, the closing or the achieving a new business. So what I will do is I'm actually going to go into the ClickUp object, and you'll notice that in this task, you'll have the account executive, customer success, and professional services fields also pre-filled. In here, you'll note that you can see their information, you can see their status if they're online. You can also see the same other metrics that you're pulling in that dashboard, which is the company revenue, what industry they live in, how many seats they have, etc. This is a closed won opportunity, so this account is now active. If I scroll down further to this previous view that I showed, you can see some of the details that went into the current health of this account. We have billing information, which again is a separate object that we used, and we pull in those custom fields to report on that information here. We have the contacts, and within those contacts, we store information like their title, their email, as well as any kind of particular role that we want to embrace in our organization. So at ClickUp, as you may be aware, we have different roles. We have admins, members, and owners. And each one of these is going to be important for your sales organization to know which point of contact you're reaching out to and what role they have in the organization. With that, you can get better influence as to what you need to do, what conversations you need to have, and a little bit more understanding of what the audience is when you do meet with them. Now, if there is some information here that needs to be updated, and I'm currently the professional services consultant on this one, I can definitely take a look and request an update. So because all this information lives within the same platform, again, you don't have to go back and forth email or other platforms or other channels. You can effectively communicate using our work management platform here by commenting, assigning, or even emailing. I can send emails directly from the task. Any email that gets sent out will then get shared. It'll mail merge them together. You will see them both on your email account and in ClickUp. If there's any replies, you'll also see them threaded within the comment section here. And then any attachments will get attached to the task here itself. So it'll be your one single place of truth. You can see all the activity, as you can see on the activity monitor here. You can track who's performing what action, as well as all this information's real-time influence is going to go back and manipulate our dashboards. So if I'm trying to have an internal conversation, maybe all I need to do is get an updated contact. The best way to do this would be to send a quick comment and say, and I do know who the account executive is. So what I can do now is I can move this, assign it to Bubba, and in here, fix my spelling and comment. Now that information can get tracked against a task, and you'll notice that they're online. So as soon as they resolve that comment and update those fields, I'll be ready with the information that I need to better facilitate my role. Other things that you can do with our platform is you can manipulate their views all without leaving the screen. So it's a fluid experience in which you can report on that same information in many different ways. You can extract information, show what's relevant to the view, give key insights into your organization, and better control the flow of data. So because I'm trying to gain new business, I'm going to quickly go over to the opportunities section, and I'm going to keep pulling information, again, that's tied to one another and reportable as well. In here, in this view, what I currently have is my opportunities. Each one has a specific set of fields, and I'm going to go ahead and determine what I want to do or how I want to work by interacting with this information. Again, the value of having your CRM solution within your work management solution is that this information is not only real time, it's quick and effective as well. So if we have an opportunity here, and we have a technical integration, for example, an opportunity we're trying to win, it's currently in signing, we need to cross the finish line. Once that crosses the finish line, I can update the status to closed won. Now, what this will do is it'll dynamically update the page, but it also dynamically updates the related items. So if I click into that same task, you'll note that in here, the relationship that I previously showed also appears. Here's the account with the same information, any leads, products, trials, and workspaces associated. If I needed to go back into the accounts, I can just do so by clicking directly on that task. It'll populate that same information. It'll show you all ongoing work and any communications within the account object itself. And within here, you also note that in the opportunity section, that has also been updated to closed won. So there's no duplication of work or effort. It all lives here. If there was an error or a mistake, that will be instantly updated and fixed. Your organization now has the appropriate power it needs to effectively fuel its work. So I quickly want to go over to the product section. If you currently are managing a particular organization, and in our example, we're a software as a service company, we do sell products. Our products are either non-recurring revenues or reoccurring revenues. And with this information, we can better report, pull, and extract information to empower our business needs, align with our objectives, and deliver on those key results. So again, the same information that you're seeing here is available in the task. If I want to keep it at the 100-foot view, I can keep it in the list view. I can peek into each one of these. Those roll-up fields will also be available. So it enables me to quickly and effectively manage that information. If I need to add a new opportunity or a new account or tie them together, I can do so here as well, dynamically. I can then go into each one of these, and as you note, you can see the same information. Now, the thing to note is that this one has its own set of custom fields, like I've mentioned before. The benefit of having each individual object have its own reportable information is that when you do bridge that relationship, you can see how they interact with one another. If I were to change this one here, it's going to impact all the related objects. It's reducing the amount of work again, it's helping you to get that real-time data and effectively managing your organization. So thanks again for joining us on how to configure and effectively implement your CRM solution. By combining those two with your work management platform, you're now seeing the value that ClickUp can bring to you. Thanks again for joining us.